Greetings and welcome back to the Better Time Challenge. I'm Sean Episcopo from NoHusbandLeftBehind.com. In this session, we'll be answering your questions about both time and learning. And remember, my friend, this Better Time Challenge is all about focusing your time on what really matters the most to you. I truly believe that that is so important that you get what's most priority and most significant value on your calendar first. And then for those of us that are married, let's also consider the needs, wants, and desires of our spouse. And then for those of us who are of the Christian faith, let's also be open to what our loving God has for us. I believe we should make time for the people, the places, and the things that are truly most important to us right now. And remember, I've said it before that I believe time is way too valuable to waste, my friend. I believe deep down inside we have just enough time to finish what is truly most important to each and every one of us. Now, throughout any given day, we have options, right? So at any moment, we can say yes to certain things and no to other things. Now, there may be throughout the workday or even, at home or when we're in various places, we may have an interesting proposition or, something that comes to us where it's like, I don't have the time to do that now, but I'd like to in the future. Maybe just say yes, but not now, maybe later. And then ultimately, at any given moment of the day, today, tomorrow, and so on, I really want you to be able to do more of the things which you really truly enjoy, my friend, and less of the things which deep down inside you really don't. Now, as we go through the Better Time Challenge, we're focusing on something different each session. This session, we're focusing on learning. And I want to propose a question to you, my friend. What could you learn that could make your life easier or better? And that might sound selfish at first read, right? But the truth is, anything you can get better on, or anything that you can make easier in your life, will ultimately impact all of the people whom you're directly connected with. Family members, especially living under the same roof, friends that you spend time with, neighbors, colleagues, people you interact with all the time. Anything that you can do that would be easier and or better or just, you know what I mean, like more in the direction that you enjoy, creating a smile, creating, more at ease, that encouraging place where you feel better about yourself and the work you're doing. That, I believe, my friend, is going to be contagious on others. Now, if you've not had the chance to listen to the training recently, it's available online. But I want to take a quick moment and just recap the action steps for this week. So during the video and or shortly thereafter, if you will, I want you to answer these three questions as best as you can. Now, the first thing is we're going to identify one area where you would like to see significant improvement. So this could be anything, my friend, but if there's some part of your life, you might say, oh my goodness, there's so many. Where do I start? Let's just pick one that you want to focus on in the next 24 hours, right? So it could be your spiritual life. Maybe you want to read more Bible. Maybe you want to pray more. Maybe you want to worship more freely or more often. Maybe it's your physical life. Maybe you want to lose a few pounds or you want to lose a little bit of that body mass in certain parts of your body where you just don't want the diameter to be, as it is now. Maybe you want to walk a little bit more, get the blood flowing, or you want to rest a little bit more at night. You want to get to bed maybe an hour earlier, whatever it is. Even financial. What about maybe you want to pay off some debt? Maybe there's an account that you've been dragging out, an old student loan or credit card, whatever it could be. Maybe you want to save and you want to have at least 6 months of saving in your emergency fund. Maybe you want to, set aside and commit to putting away enough money so that you can purchase a new vehicle, in the foreseeable future. It can be anything that you want, my friend. Remember, we're a place where you can be yourself. I want you to pursue whatever it is that you feel deep down inside your heart is best for you. Now, the second thing we're going to do then is once you've identified the area that you want to focus on now in the next 24 hours, you want to get things, started progressing in that direction. Now we want to surround yourself with people that are doing better in that area, specifically those who have accomplished what you are now wanting to do. So think about the people that you interact with. As I mentioned, family and friends and neighbors and colleagues, people you attend church with, maybe people you see at the grocery store, people that you've gotten to know somewhat, and maybe you have an attraction toward a certain person for something that they've accomplished, something they said, maybe something they've done. And I mean, it could be work related professionally, it could be personally with like a hobby or an interest, volunteer work and so on. But let's try to identify, at least one person that you can connect with that's doing better in the area that you want to do. Now, the third thing then is to begin, once you've got that person in place, let's begin to ask questions to learn where to focus your energy right now. The thing I want you to have in the next 24 hours from the time you identify the person that you're going to connect with, once you interact with them, I want you to get a quick win. This is where you take one step in the desired direction, or you become just a little bit better, my friend. It can be 1% better in the area that you now want to see significant improvement. Remember, a little bit of improvement over the next 7 days, if you continue that momentum after a month, after 6 months, after a year, it's amazing how much improvement you will find. And truthfully, I want you to be on the fast track. That's why I want you to connect with somebody else who's already done what it is you want to do or who's done a significant improvement over what you're currently experiencing. Now, for those of us that are married, we want you to always consider including your life partner in everything. Everything that you do, it's nice to set aside some quality alone time where you talk about what's on your heart, what's in your mind. And in this particular week, we're focusing on learning. Maybe there's something that you could learn with your spouse. Maybe there's something the two of you have a common interest, a common thread. I know they say that opposites attract, and that is true, but there often is something that brought the two of you together or something's keeping you together, some kind of shared interest. Maybe it is the Christian faith where you want to spend a little bit more time together. Maybe you both like to read, or maybe you both like the same um, you know, uh, instructor on YouTube, or maybe there's a podcast that you really enjoy listening to together, or whatever it could possibly be. Maybe you want to plan on an upcoming anniversary where you want to take a trip somewhere and you want to learn a little bit about the food or the language or the culture, whatever it is. Whatever you can possibly do together, my friend, I want to encourage it. Now, it could be that you just want to learn something that would help benefit your interactions with your spouse. I think that's encourageable as well. Now, let's go ahead and get started on the questions because that's what we're here for today, right? We want to focus our questions in the Better Time Challenge on anything that has to do with our time and the better utilization of our time for our own benefit. And this session, we're focusing heavily on the area of learning. And remember, as we talk about learning, it could be anything that you are interested in, my friend. So, our first question that's come in is I have no idea what I should learn at this point in my life. Any ideas? The truth is, my friend, you're probably already learning each and every day, like little tidbits, little nuggets, little things as you meet new people, as you see people in different scenarios at your local church. Maybe you see different personalities, maybe a different side of a friend. There's probably different ways to look at this thing. In a meeting at work, maybe you saw a different side of the business. You're learning how things are being perceived by management and so on. I want you to consider learning. You're going to learn if your heart and your mind are open to it. And that's what I really want most in this particular session. I just want everybody to be open to learning something. Now, I don't want you to waste your time on pursuing things that are not of interest to you right here, right now. You can always be open to other things later. But for here and now, in the next 24 hours, let's think about things that are really of interest to you. Where do you want to make improvement? And then over the next 7 days, let's get something on the calendar where we make that happen. And consider things around your home, my friend. Maybe inside the house, maybe outside if you have a yard, if you want to do a garden, maybe your vehicle if you're looking at, maybe a more efficient way of cleaning it or waxing. Whatever it could be, maybe a hobby or an interest that you've set aside for the lack of time. Maybe it's just something new that you can start to work on. And don't be overwhelmed. Just try to pursue over the next 7 days getting started. All right, next question is honestly, I really do not think I have the time to learn something new right now. I guess I can understand that, my friend. There's only so much time in any given week, right? With working multiple days, I know I've worked 6, 7 days, various times of my life. You know what I mean? When you add all the things with employment and business and ministry and volunteer and so many different commitments to family and friends, when you get it all on your calendar, it does seem difficult. But when you think about learning something, try not to look so much at the formal learning where you've got to commit to a certain program or thing. Maybe kind of look at if you're really stressed about, your time. Maybe consider something where you can just focus on what can you improve in your life today and over the next 7 days. And, going beyond that, of course, that you can just take one session at a time. Maybe it's just reading a chapter out of a book, or maybe it's just reading an article or two on something that interests you. Maybe it's just listening to somebody that that you respect on something that maybe they've put together and they've shared with people that they know. Whatever it is, my friend, try to squeeze in a little bit of time on a lunch break or after dinner in the evening, maybe when you first get up in the morning or when you go to bed. I know I love reading my Bible and praying every day and worshiping with music, and there's so many things that you can squeeze in and try to do it like in 15-minute increments if that's possible. And I wish you the very best, my friend, because as long as we're booking our schedule with the things that are most important, that's what I believe we should be doing, with the people, the place, and things that are of highest priority. All right, the next question is working overtime does not allow me an opportunity to commit to a certain date or certain times for being able to attend classes. For certain programs, my friend, I realize what you're saying is true for certain things, especially traditional college courses and things where you've got to meet in person and or online where you have to be live. So it is good to know that before you commit. Now, I believe you're going to find if you continue to search, if this is what you're looking for, there usually are certain programs available where you can get in where you have a window to be able to watch the formal training and or to be able to interact with the community as well as to be able to complete your homework and then upload it within that given time. So each week you might have like let's say a 5 to 7 day window where you've got to get everything completed online. But let's try not to be too locked into that. I mean, if this is work related, you're thinking about I want to commend you for whatever it is you're looking into for furthering your education, whether it's professionally and or personally. But try to find something that really works with your schedule right now. Next question is, I have graduated from high school and I'm curious, should I begin taking college courses for my degree? That is totally up to you, my friend, if that's the place where you are right now. I want to commend you for finishing high school. I always love to hear people that start something and finish it. And I remember this side of 100 years ago when I started. elementary school and then went all the way through and graduated from high school. What an accomplishment today. For those who don't even go to college, it's amazing to be able to finish high school. And then even for those who maybe something happened where they had to go back and get their GED, that's a great accomplishment, my friend. That's commendable right there. Now, if your professional level that you are pursuing, requires college, I want to encourage you to consider it either now or in the foreseeable future. There are other things, though, other than college and or university programs. Now, I did work on a bachelor degree many years ago in business. It's something I really wanted to have, and I completed that. And there are other people that I know that have also done that, and they've utilized it to further their education and or to start their own company with a little bit more knowledge and formal training. But I've also found in my supply chain career that there were other things that were a little bit more practical in the time, like within the year, if I wanted to pursue like licensing and or certification, something that I could do, and then it would help open up opportunities within the organization that I was in and or outside of the company. It just depends on what you want to do right now. I don't want to overwhelm you with different ideas, but just kind of keep the thought in your mind that it depends on where you want to go right here, right now, this year, and moving forward, because you only want to focus on one thing. You've completed high school, which is awesome. Now you want to figure out what's the next step, in your formal profession and or if it's even just for your personal learning. The next question is, does listening to podcasts count? Yes, my friend. If you're actively listening to anything, podcast or online videos or whatever it may be that are instructional, inspirational, encouraging, if you get some kind of enlightenment out of it or just a different perspective, different way of looking at something that you've been doing time and time again, a better efficiency, whatever it is, if you're actively listening and you're picking up that new nugget, that golden piece of information that can help you do better and or more efficiently or whatever it is, that, my friend, is definitely what I would check off for learning. And the truth is that anything I hear and that I experience, if I can take it and practically apply it in some way to my life to become better, and I always look for transformation over the long haul, those things are awesome, my friend. So I would definitely encourage you, whatever you're doing with podcasts and or other online videos or, whatever resources you're using, yes, continue with them. Last question is, I would like to learn Spanish, but learning a whole new language seems so overwhelming to me. That I can understand, my friend. When you look at something new that is a goal or it's like a desire, you want to pursue this, it can seem overwhelming when you look at the entire thing. But remember, just like for those of us that speak English, when we signed up, or I guess our parents signed us up to attend elementary school here in the United States all the way through high school, I had to take every single grade I was enrolled in English. There was some form of, spoken and or written grammar, etc., that would help me become better at English, more proficient in English. And the truth is that, you know, if I would have known that from the very beginning, I think I would have been overwhelmed too. You know what I mean? At such a young age. And then if you attend college classes like I have, um, after high school, you'll find out that you're going to take some additional English type of classes, but it's going to help you, further, with speaking and writing and that kind of thing. Now, the thing I want you to consider about is if you're learning Spanish, or for those of you that are thinking about, another language, consider just looking at what you can do to get started learning, a word or a phrase or whatever it could be to just get you moving in the next 7 days. Once you commit to it, let's try to get you to learn something in the next 7 days. You can get into a program where you learn a word or a phrase and you can practice it using it in common speech. Put it into a sentence, practice it with your friends, your loved ones. Maybe if you find somebody who speaks the language you want to, in this case with Spanish, if you have a colleague or somebody in the community that speaks the language, that'll help you move even quicker. So I want to encourage you, my friend, go ahead and pursue what it is you desire to do. But remember, you don't need to learn Spanish today. You just need to learn a Spanish word or a Spanish phrase. Now, if you will, I want to encourage you, my friend, if you've not already done so, to officially enroll in the Better Time Challenge at the website BTC, which stands for Better Time Challenge, dot nohusbandleftbehind.com. You may actually have found these videos from a friend or online. I want you to realize, though, if you don't enroll, you may not get access to all the resources. And I want you to have everything, my friend, everything that we put together now and or will add in the future. So this will give you access to the video trainings as well as these Q&A sessions that we're doing here and now today, as well as the workbook and any other updates. Each week, I try to let you know about something that may have come along, as well as other tools and resources that we will develop moving forward. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, or anything else, by all means, my friends, let me know. I want to make sure that we're getting you the things which you truly need. Now, if you will, take a moment to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, share this video with a friend. And the last thing I want you to do, if you've not been to our website recently, if you will, visit nohusbandleftbehind.com. This is where you're going to find additional resources and or be able to connect within our community. I want to thank you for your involvement in the Better Time Challenge, my friend. I wish you the absolute very best over this upcoming week, and God bless.